Hi guys, I'm back with another math problem today, and we are going over this common mistake that I see students make over and over and over again. Now, most students will look at this question and they'll know what to do for the first step. So I'll just show you, multiply through this -2, as in raise everything to this power of 2. And they'll get an answer that looks like this. Now, the mistake the students are making is this is their final answer. So basically, this is wrong because your final answer cannot contain negative exponents. Now, of course, I'm going to give you guys a step-by-step solution to this question, and we're going to go over how to get rid of those pesky negative exponents. So first thing is first, to do this question, you have to raise everything, and I mean everything. So that also includes this 3 to the power of -2. This is an exponent law we haven't covered yet, but we will today. So this exponent law is what you do when you have an exponent raised to the power of an exponent. This is the power of a power rule. When it comes to an expression like this, where we have a coefficient, so the coefficient would be the 3, I mentioned this before as well, we have to ensure that we raise everything to the power that is outside of the parentheses or the brackets. So that also includes the denominator. And I'll show you guys what this looks like. So the next step, if we write out all of our work, would look like this. So it would be 3 to the power of a half raised to the power of -2. Sorry, this is a fraction, so -1/2. And then x to the power of 1. There's an invisible 1 there, raised to the power of -2. And then we have y raised to the power of -2 raised to the power of -2 again. So I'm just distributing this power right here to all of the parts of this expression. So we have z raised to the power of 3/2, and that 2 must be raised to the power of -2. Now, once this is simplified, we end up with this. 3 to the power of nothing. It's just as itself because it ends up being 3 to the power of 1. So you can just write that as 3. And then we end up with x to the power of -2. And we have y raised to the power of +4. So that has become a positive exponent because -2 times -2 is +4. Same thing for the denominator. Z to the power of 3 times -2 is -6/2, which ends up being z to the power of -3, simplified. And then now we have to apply our second rule, which is the negative exponents rule. Negative exponent. Guys, I'm getting the hang of this for a second. Let's not jinx it. Okay. Well, if you don't know how to do this, I highly recommend watching my last video. I go over it in depth. But for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to keep going through with the answer. The last step here is to take the reciprocal of all the exponents that are negative in order to get rid of the negatives. So the y would stay up here, and the z which has a negative exponent in the denominator, would be moved up to the numerator, which would make this exponent positive. And for the x, we move it into the denominator, and that would make this 2 positive. And that's our final answer. If you were to answer like this on your test, it would be correct. This would not be correct. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's lesson. I will see you guys next week. Bye.